Welcome back to day 3 of building a house a day. I'm so thrilled to get into this one. I have some pretty clever ideas of how to turn one of my inspiration pictures into my own vision. Okay, so the first thing for this build is that I want to do the same thing I've done with the past couple builds and just build up the structure and the outline of what this build is going to look like. And then we're going to add in all of the details once again. The idea for this specific build is that I want to use the outline of an inspiration picture that I have while using my own color scheme. That said, it is going to be a little bit of a smaller house, pretty much the same scale as the last couple I've been doing. I don't want to build anything mega yet. This is still for learning how to build and learning what looks good and what doesn't look good, and just trying to improve my building skills. Let's hop into a fast little time lapse of me getting the rest of the base set up, and then I'll kind of talk you through things that come up as I go. For this house, I'm thinking just like the other ones, the roof is definitely going to be one of the most challenging things for me to do, just because I've literally not done a lot of roofs. And so I'm trying to experiment with different ideas and different styles of how everything could look. So we are going to just do exactly that and experiment with different types of roof for this building and see what looks good and what doesn't. Hopefully we can get it right first try, but I mean, it's Minecraft, so you never really know. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, much better. Now that we have this, I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do to make it so that this stone actually works with the house, because, well, actually come to think of it, how to make all of it kind of fit together. Because right now, looking at it, it's all just all over the place. The color scheme doesn't really match, and the idea that I had in my head is not really coming together quite yet. So that said, I'm just going to figure out what I can do, probably some texturing or something like that. Figure out what I can do to make this build start to actually come together and make sense. Alrighty, so as I am looking at this, I'm thinking that it is definitely getting there. It's not quite the thing I envisioned, and that's okay. But here is what it is so far. I'm going to go through and add some greenery and some little details and just little bits and bobs once again, just to see if I can spruce it up, make it a little bit more finished and not so this is pink, this is spruce wood type situation. Make it actually look cohesive. Okay, now that that is all done, I am absolutely loving this so much more with all the greenery around. It kind of transitions between the harsh lines of the cobblestone and the pink and all the accent colors and things like that. I also added this little bee area over here. My thought is that maybe a beekeeper lives here, and so maybe I could do in the future, if I ever wanted to, I could do a custom tree over here, and that could be where the bees live. And so the person inside this house takes care of them. I'm also going to build a little enclosure area, a little stall right here for a horse. Then I made an indoor area down here, which I'm planning to put a storage room in here if I ever do the interior. Okay, so complete side note, I just got distracted. Do you see that? Do you see that there are 4 pixels right here, and on the corner of all the other blocks there's not? Like, how am I just now noticing? Because I know I'm kind of like nitpicking and overthinking everything, but like, those 4 pixels are only aligning right here. That is so weird. Like, this one has 3, and this one's over there, but those 4 pixels are only aligning right here. That is so weird. Like, this one has 3, and this one's over there, but these 4 pixels all line up. That is so weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, let's make a quick pathway leading into the stairs and going into the storage room, and then I'll finish the stall area right here, and I will get back to you after that is complete. Alrighty, so I know I have not really been talking a lot this episode. However, I do have a little bit of a treat for you guys. I have a really good idea of a very basic storage area I can put right here. So I'm going to just kind of talk through what my thinking is. So my first thought is that I want it to take this entire wall. This whole wall is 7 blocks, meaning I can use both barrels and chests. So I'm thinking of maybe just putting chests here, even though the top ones are kind of rendered useless. That would just be for aesthetic in this scenario. If I was actually using this in a survival build, I probably would figure out a solution, maybe change the floor of the top ceiling. And the next thing is barrels. I feel like because of the aesthetic outside with all of the darker wood, if we bring that inside, it can start to show that it's bringing the theme of the whole house into the storage system as well. That said, I do have stripped spruce log right here too, as just like a framing block to frame this area right here. And maybe just kind of make it 3-dimensional, maybe make this a beam. No. Actually, no, I'm not going to include that. Do the same on this side over here. And then I'm thinking of putting some fences just like this to shape it a little bit more, make it a little bit more interesting. Because this is such a small space, I don't know if I would necessarily do this in a survival build, but because it's just for looks for this, I'm thinking that it's going to be just fine. Now that I'm looking at this more, I'm actually becoming okay with just taking that away and having this a very small storage area, maybe putting some fences up here and connecting that, which definitely makes me want to have this wood color behind it. However, that is the outside of the build. So in this case, again, I think I'm just going to leave it and have this as a basic interior storage area, maybe for like extra things that they farm, extra wheat, things like that. That said, I do want to include an ender chest right here because, well, an ender chest is such a good asset to have. You can have all of your things in here and you can just come back to it as long as you have access to an ender chest. So I'm going to include that right there. And then maybe let's add like a painting or something right there. Okay, so I want just a little small one right here. I have the randomizer painting. Hey, that's perfect. Okay, break those 2 extra blocks. And that room, I feel like, let's grab a lantern for some lighting to just hang right there. Maybe hang one over here as well. And, ooh, let's put a crafting table in here as well. And with that, this is the final look of the very basic storage area for this house. With that, let's head up the stairs and, well, of course, add the door in and the framing and get to work on what this interior is going to look like as well. Okay, guys, this is the final look of this house. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I was very, very skeptical with it at first, and I didn't really know how to feel about my color scheme idea, but in the end, with all of the details and everything added onto it, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Here's a quick little look of how this horse stall ended up looking. I'm so happy with it. It's so cute with the little hay barrels. We have a trough, the little horse in there for now. He'll grow up soon, hopefully. And then in here, we have that storage room that you guys just saw me build. And then if we come around here up the stairs, I've added this little archway above the door with a little flower pot, some cute little pink flowers, of course. Then this, I think, is one of my favorite parts. I absolutely love this interior and how it turned out. So here it is, you guys. The idea of this is to bring the outdoors in and bring all that greenery that you have outdoors. And we have a little kitty friend, of course, to keep you company because you can't have a build without a kitty friend. I mean, come on. Anyways, we've got the flower pots. We've got a hanging pot just to bring more greenery in. We have some trapdoor decor. a little painting, and here we have the ender chest that connects both here and down in the storage so that you have easy access to whatever is inside there. You got your crafting bench, you got some more greenery and just shelving. But yeah, that is how this interior has turned out. Again, I am super thrilled with how that turned out, and I think it's one of my favorite interiors that I've ever tried to do on or off camera. With that said, you guys, that is going to pretty much wrap it up here for me today. Wherever you are in this house a day challenge, I am so thrilled to have you here with me, and I am very excited to see you in the next episode. With that, take care, guys. Bye!